name is Tanya Mitchell-Weston from Westchester, Pennsylvania. Welcome back to my kitchen. Today I'm going to share with you my version of fish and grits. But not just any fish. I'm talking smoked salmon. And not just any grits. I'm talking some creamy, seasoned, savory grits with some Philadelphia cream cheese. That's what I'm talking about. So in my pan over here, I have sauteing some onion, poblano pepper, garlic, and some celery. And I'm going to add a teaspoon of dried thyme. If you choose to use fresh, use a tablespoon. And I'm going to put it in my hand and rub it, because dried herbs, when you use dried herbs, when you rub them, it releases all the oils. Okay. Now as soon as that thyme hit the pan, it just started lighting up this kitchen. It just smells fabulous. In my bowl here, while this is cooking, I have 1 8-ounce package of Philadelphia cream cheese. I'm going to give about 20 shakes of salt, sea salt, and a little handy dandy pepper mill. You only need to do it for like 2 seconds. Okay. I've already deglazed my vegetables here with about 1/4 cup of cream sherry. Okay, so now I'm going to add my hot vegetables to my cream cheese. And I'm going to get that incorporated. Meanwhile, you want to prepare 1 serving of grits. Any type of grits that you like. Whether it's the quick grits, although from the movie My Cousin Vinny, the judge says that no self-respecting Southerner would use quick grits. But if you have to use them, because I'm in Westchester, Pennsylvania, you can use them. You can also use the regular old-fashioned grits, but prepare 1 serving according to your package directions. You want to mix that in with your cream cheese and your vegetables. Okay, get that all incorporated. You didn't see that. Okay, so we're going to get this incorporated. While this is working, we're getting ready to fix the bottom shell of our crust. See, I didn't tell you that part. Okay. We're going to let the cream cheese continue to melt from the heat from the vegetables and the grits. Okay, we're going to take some puff pastry. And you're going to want to be able to use, depending on what size container you want to use, you want to measure a top and a bottom. Because we're going to fix it like a pie, but it's going to be an individual pie. Get this unwrapped, and you want to measure it so that your bottom layer is a little bit larger than your container. I'm using this particular container because I just think it's so cute. Okay, so we're going to measure it, and then we're going to cut around it. Now before we place the puff pastry in, we're going to use some cooking spray. And only spray the bottom. If you're familiar with puff pastry, and rub it in just around the bottom. If you're familiar with puff pastry, you know that it's filled with lots of butter, lots of cold butter. So you're not going to have a problem with the puff pastry raising up around the sides. But sometimes it tends to stick to the bottom. So that's why we're using the cooking spray. And then you want to pull the puff pastry up along the sides, and then using a fork, you want to put a bunch of holes, put 1 million or so, on the bottom, on the side, maybe not 1 million, but just a lot. And then you want to pop that in the oven for 15 minutes until golden brown. The magic television brings us this one, golden brown. When you take it out of the oven, you want to push it down so that the bottom layer, it's still flaky, but it's not very puffy. Now with this, we are going to take 1 egg. We're going to crack it in the bottom. We are going to take our smoked salmon, and we're going to use 1 ounce per person. And I've already cut it so that it fits right inside of the bowl. And then we're going to take our cream cheese and our grits and our onions and peppers and garlic and all that happy stuff. And we're going to gently place it on top of the salmon. And when I say gently, we do not want to disrupt the egg yolk, because in the end, we want the egg yolk to look just like a perfect fried egg inside our puff pastry. Okay, using your fingers, and you'll have to adjust the grits again so that the egg yolk does not get disrupted. Okay, and we're going to add about 1/2 cup of grits, give or take. Okay. Then we're going to take another piece of puff pastry, and the colder the puff pastry is when you use it, the better it is, because the butter, as long as the butter is cold, and this piece is obviously not that cold, so let's cut one of these. There we go. There we go. Okay. And we're going to place that on. And we're going to push it onto the cooked puff pastry so that it seals. Alrighty. And then with a knife, cut a small slit to let the air out so that when it goes into the oven, the air has somewhere to go, and your puff pastry and all your love inside just doesn't explode. Because I'm telling you, this is love. This is good stuff. Now, the magic of television. I have one already prepared, and I'm going to cut it open for you so that you can see what it looks like. When done properly, your egg yolk should run right inside It's running, you just can't see it. Let me clean up the plate. And this here is Tanya Mitchell Weston's Fish and Grits Breakfast Entree. I love this dish. It is fabulous. I know I said I loved all my other dishes, but it is fabulous and you will love it too. If you love salmon, you will love this dish. Thank you for watching. Check me next week.